Earth 2020. Society is in ruins, and a virus runs rampant among the world's humble citizens. They are lost. In these dark times, three wayward nerds cross paths at the House of India and realize they are destined to be friends. And so they did. This is their story. The story of the Side Quest.
Welcome back to the Side Quest Podcast. My name is Matt.
I'm BJ.
I'm Luke.
And you are not subscribed.
That's true. You are.
What the
More
fuck?
people have, but
It's not enough.
Hey,
Keep those
but
numbers up.
you right there who hasn't fucking subscribed, what the fuck?
yeah.
It's a
Darren.
button. It's just a button. You hit it, you're done.
Did you say
You're here
Darren?
anyway.
Yeah.
We could, Darren. Yeah, what the fuck, Darren?
2 uploads a week now.
Yeah,
We're professional YouTubers.
Yeah, we're doing Let's Plays.
Let's plays and podcasts.
Let's go.
yeah. Banger content. Just hit subscribe. It's great.
I kind of want to talk about something like almost immediately.
Let's do it.
Okay.
BJ and I watched Chernobyl,
Yeah, they fucking
Boy, did we.
and it was
Rough.
it was so rough, and it's the best. It's some of the best things I've ever seen.
I think
on what it would be called TV.
Yeah.
HBO I think has the best when it comes to limited series I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Band of Brothers, I think.
which we just
We're
started.
watching that
Yeah?
right now.
Yeah,
I need to watch that.
It's very good. It's slow start, but like it's 10 episodes, and I mean, again, all of it's like the other thing that's why Chernobyl was so good is like you're like all of this
Is real.
is real. And Band of Brothers, the whole thing is based off of a book, which was a
Testimonials.
test of where somebody combined the stories and interviews of all of these people and then put it into one book of
novel,
what happened, which is really awesome. And then but at the beginning of every episode, they're interviewing the guys that were in the not just Easy Company, but 504. The 505. Yeah, it's the 503rd or 504th.
501st is Star Wars, so
Yes.
504th might be.
I think it's the 504th,
Yeah.
but Airman Battalion, and yeah, those are all the people that are in the beginning of the episode that they're interviewing, and yeah, it's great. But Chernobyl though,
Some of the best cinematography in a TV show I've ever seen. Like the shots are just insane.
Yeah,
That show won, I think, like a fuck ton of awards when it came out because it was. I remember everybody being like, "Whoa!"
and I've heard only good things about it.
I thought before I had watched it, I just thought it was like a documentary series, and I was like, I mean, yeah, I'll probably get around to it.
That's what I thought too.
And then you actually sit down and watch it, and you go, "Oh."
Well, here's the other thing: is what I put it off for so long is a friend of ours who I used to live with was like, "Yeah, this show's really good," and I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure." You also have the weirdest taste in video games of any person I know. So
the only other
person. Finally, I was just like, but I have heard Chernobyl's very good from other people.
Literally the only other person I know who knows what the fuck Kingdoms of Amalur is, and I was like, how the fuck?
Yeah, but when he told me that he was playing that, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you playing this game?
The most niche
And he was like,
RPG
I
I've
love
ever
this
seen.
game. This game's so good.
Yeah.
Which again, he's not wrong, but like, why the fuck do you know about it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like nobody knows about that shit.
I'm also shocked that he even like enjoyed the Outer Worlds for what little he played of it. Where I was like, okay,
But yeah, that was while we were watching it was the first time Matt had ever heard the expression "man-made horrors beyond my comprehension."
And well, is that referencing something?
The man-made horrors.
Well, like so. I mean,
As
the only really named character I can like think of is Stellan Skarsgård, who we're watching in Rogue One. Also,
did you hear about his stroke he had?
no, but that's sad.
It was during season 1 of Andor, and all of that monologue he did was through an earpiece that someone had to tell him his lines because he couldn't remember them due to the stroke. But he still, with that, still gave the most banging performance I've ever seen.
So
He fights for a sunrise he won't remember.
Andor.
Didn't remember.
And we started watching the first episode, and we're like, we're
Yeah,
back.
we got
We're
like
so
back.
5 minutes of dialogue. We were like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, this is so good.
Dude, even like things like that I thought I would hate, because when I saw like the fucking techno song and Mothma dancing, there was like a second where I'm like, huh, and then like it kind of hit me where I was like, this is really kind of sad.
I saw
actually,
a
what
really
the fuck?
funny meme that was when your daughter's throwing her life away, and you're also have to
kill your best
childhood
friend.
best friend.
Bro, like it was very like slight, but when you saw her face like periodically, there was just like almost
Dead
like
inside.
dread, like dead inside, like just like move, do something so I don't have to like drink and forget. And I was like, this is dark. And then you just get the death of like their like Andor's homeboy, and then they're driving off to the sound of this techno music.
Yeah, it was wild.
I fucked with it though. But yeah, Chernobyl.
Incredible. And also like we've seen horror. I've seen horror movies, maybe not as many as you, but like I've seen gore in horror movies. I've seen zombies and zombie movies where they just try to make them look as gory as possible.
With the people in the hospital.
That was the grossest thing I've ever seen. I like coughed and gagged.
Because zombie
multiple
movies
times.
never go that hard because there's always a crowd of zombies. In this, it's like they show you like
5 different people, or you
Yeah,
look at
and
it.
they-
It's like
There's
they're
really
all-
only
and they're
two
like-
that are really bad.
well, and the thing is, they like sit on it. Like this thing, a zombie movie, they'll
Yeah,
just be like,
because-
oh, like
and
it's
they
a zombie.
show the one guy just breathing. Like
Yeah,
in the context of the show, the woman is going around interviewing the people that were there. So they're like lingering on them. You hear their breath. It's always a close up shot of them like speaking through it. It's fucked.
it's so bad.
because you really never see that with zombies, or if you do, it's so like almost like Mortal Kombat level of just outlandish gore that you're like,
Yeah.
whatever, I don't care. This,
Well,
when you know that they
it was
put
just it was such a different level of body horror because the other one's like blood and like you
faces
see-
half off,
Yeah, it's
and-
like-
But
it's just
body
like-
horror is like usually an extreme circumstance.
Yeah,
this
this
is
is-
shit where it's like that's real and that could happen to me.
Yeah,
like
that's
yeah.
true. But like the way they made that the fireman, that was the one that got
the
me.
fire.
Yeah.
I think that was the because
Oh my!
I have a
God.
relatively weak stomach, but like I was able to kind of be like, yeah, okay, whatever. The fireman made me go, oh,
Yeah, with the black lips.
yeah, dude.
That was
Yeah, it
fucked
was
up.
so bad. The guy who's the I think he's the operator.
Yeah, the 25-year-old
Yeah, with
technician.
the mustache is the same guy that's in Andor that Stellan gives that speech to in the first season.
Who came back to in the second season, be like, I don't know, I can't do it. He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like, you
I'm
got
pretty
nothing
sure
for me?
that's the same guy, which is cool that both Stellan and him are in a show together that we were watching while we were watching
Yeah.
another show that they're in together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so good. They made it, and then at the end was so fucked. Where they show the trial, they do this, and then they do the thing where they're like, "All right, we're gonna show you the real footage of all these people." And that again, I said this a million times. That's the part that gets me, dude. Where I
Because you
the-
see this whole thing, you go, wow,
you're
that's
like,
crazy. Then you go,
oh.
anyway, everything you saw real.
Yeah,
it was
and
the same when we watched The Untouchables.
oh my, that one tears me up though. Showing
Showing that they were
Him giving
actually
him the
like just
cigarette.
smoking the
Give it a
cigarette.
Oh
yeah,
my
dude.
god, dude! I've
What
been
a great
wanting to
movie.
rewatch that and Secret Life of Walter Mitty so bad this past 2 weeks. So
I've wanted to sit down and watch Little Miss Sunshine again, just because like I've been like, I was like, that's such a just. I
Yeah.
fucking love that movie.
But yeah, it was, and then at the end they're like, yeah, Russia's official report that has never changed to this day is at 31.
Has the death count at like 37.
Yeah, it was like 31 or 37. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Fuck Russia.
even though it's like their estimated like total was what like 91,000
in the tens of thousands
because of like
the after effects of
yes,
it.
yeah, it's like
going so far.
91,000 people. It was like that was the upper end. It was like 30,000 to 90,000 deaths.
I do have beef with Chernobyl though because they put in that arc about the guy from Brightburn going around killing dogs.
Saltburn.
Saltburn, yes.
Yeah.
And that didn't have any relevance. That
Yeah.
didn't come back. He was just out there shooting dogs.
Yeah.
Just an asshole.
No, I mean it was part of the thing.
Oh,
Like they had to go
yeah,
out
yeah,
and
yeah.
kill all the irradiated animals
Yeah.
so that they couldn't spread it further out.
I immediately assume killing dogs because like I was watching this like a Skyrim video where they're like, yeah, worst decisions you can make, and it's like you could kill that talking dog and get a cool axe. Why the fuck would you? But and I don't know why I've gotten like
Well,
TikToks.
isn't that the talking dog mission part of the
One of the
Wabbajack?
No, the talking dog one is the other Daedric.
I thought
prince.
that's the Wabbajack.
Wabbajack is you go into the mind of an old emperor and to get like.
But then you go through. But then you go through that like mystical forest.
I mean,
and then you get the Wabbajack.
The Wabbajack is given to you once you help this old dead emperor fix his life, and Sheogorath is like, "Congrats, you did it! Aha! Here's the Wabbajack and shit." And then you get out of there, and you're like, "Was that even real?" Because you can turn back around into the doorway you went in. It's just a normal hallway, and you're like, "Oh," because that's in Solitude. You have to go into the castle. The talking dog just appears, I think, out of Falkreath and is like, "Help me find my master."
Yeah.
And you go, "Okay," and then you find it, and you can either kill him and get an axe that kind of sucks, or not and get that mask that has like the horns. And yeah, and I don't know why. I saw that, and then I think I mentioned it to someone at work. I was like, yeah, that's a fucked up quest. Why would they give that as a choice? And then I got like 3 other times in video games on like Instagram Reels where it's like, here's moments where you can kill an animal in video games. Like, why the fuck do I want to see that?
Yeah.
But yeah, Chernobyl's great.
Absolutely fantastic. We're getting through Band of Brothers because the problem was like, I want more of this. I want more from this director. I want more from this writer. And so I looked up like miniseries that are as good as Chernobyl that are similar, and it was Band of Brothers, The Pacific, and I was like, okay.
I do want at some point. I know it probably would be a long time coming, but I would love to actually sit down with you guys and watch The Sopranos.
Yeah. I've heard
because
really good things.
Pretty much the people who have seen Sopranos, it's almost universal, like one of the greatest TV shows ever made.
Yeah, it's a
I've been trying to convince Carmen to start Breaking Bad because she's never seen it.
Well, I think she is convinced, but I don't think we only started talking about it unless you had talked to her about it.
I've talked to her about it before.
Okay, because it came up, like 2 nights ago?
Yeah, when we were watching Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah, 2 nights ago. And she was like, I've never watched it. And I was like, what? Carmen, have you never watched Breaking Bad?
I like that you're saying that as her husband, too.
Yeah, but
you've been dating for a while, too, where you're like,
Yeah, but we only really started watching stuff together, like, until we got married.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched movies together, but not really TV shows. The only TV shows we watched together when we were dating were animes. And then we watched Attack on Titan. She binged the 2nd season without me.
Damn.
And I was like,
what the fuck?
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done it. I was so butthurt. I was
like almost the end of the relationship.
I stopped. I didn't get back to it until 2 years later. Because I was like, what's the point?
The love of my life went on without me.
Yeah. Well, because another good one that we watched, which I think was the first, I guess, intro to anime that we watched.
Avatar? Yeah.
We watched that together, and
Not
that
an
was...
anime, but go off.
What I mean, intro to anime, as I said.
Anime adjacent.
Yeah.
Like, there is a pipeline of Avatar to, an anime.
Yeah.
But,
intro to anime.
And in considering Korra is, from, Studio Mirror, who's also done animation stuff, you can kind of, there is a pipeline, but it's not an anime.
No, but we watched. That was the first thing we watched.
The Boondocks
together.
is more of an anime than Avatar.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Fucking
and so
love the Boondocks.
Same.
it. That was amazing watching that.
Yeah, because I keep hearing all these great things about The Sopranos that I would love to with you guys watch it every week. I think that'd be a good one. Do a couple episodes like we're doing with Andor.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen Sopranos either, and I would love to sit down and watch it.
Sopranos is also HBO.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, that I think that was the show that made oh, okay, so not Game of Thrones was the mainstream popular one, but Sopranos and then Band of Brothers and all these other I think
Band of Brothers is 2001. The cast is already stacked in Band of Brothers.
So Band of Brothers, you had I think Deadwood, you had Sopranos, all these HBO oh yeah, subscribe to this channel, and it doesn't have the same limits that live TV does because you're subscribing to it.
Yeah, we saw a guy's leg blow up.
Yeah,
you saw the ankle disconnect.
Oh,
it
was for 2001, which I told him a bunch of cool facts because I've watched the behind the scenes. It came from.
Don't you have this on? Physical?
I have the Pacific.
Yeah. Okay.
In the metal box.
tin.
Yeah, metal tin, which is sick. The so Band of Brothers, it was Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks after they did Saving Private Ryan, and
really crazy. You go from that to this, by the way.
What?
it's you go oh, Tom Hanks, Saving Private Ryan. You want to do another one?
Yeah.
You want to do another traumatic war thing?
That's the nice thing about not actually being in the war.
Yeah, you could just be want to do it again.
Yeah, and so in Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers, they were using all of the weapons that they use are actual weapons, but that fire blank. So you get like
Stop kicking it towards me.
Oh, sorry. I was kicking it towards Luke.
And then his feet were in the way. Thank you.
And so they're using real weapons that are firing blanks. And which like I think on screen looks
great.
Looks way
incredible.
better.
I mean, like you're even getting frames of like
They're doing a bunch of slow-mo shots of the
shell
shells.
casings, like
So
like
blanks are just, they don't have the actual ammunition part. It's just
they don't,
like
it's cardboard or like it's a wadding that's in front of the casing, but it still has gunpowder.
okay, but it's not like
There's no metal.
You can
there's
still
no metal bullet.
hurt someone with a blank, right? Yeah.
Oh, there's tons of
okay.
tons.
I've- I've never actually known
think
what
there
a
might be a
blank-
death on the set of Band of Brothers from a guy playing around with a blank and putting it to his head, and
I mean,
the pressure alone.
Well, yeah, because it's
that's
still
how the
shooting
crow
a
died,
thing.
right?
That's how the crow died.
I was gonna say they still. Oh yeah, you're right. Because I was gonna say they're still shooting a thing, like it's still like going off, but like I didn't know like what exactly was
It's
a blank.
like a paper cardboard
Yeah.
wadding. Sometimes it's like a fabric, but it's just something stuffed into the end of the bullet.
But still, something propelled by gunpowder
Yeah.
at that velocity.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's up to your head, it's the pressure alone will blow open your head. Yeah, 100%. So, but it looks so good. And and then they do the scene where they do an up close shot of a leg blown apart. And even though like we've seen Saving Private Ryan, we've seen all the gore that's
and
in
you've
that.
seen that show. You've seen Band of
I've
Brothers
seen
before.
Band of Brothers, but I mean, to be fair, like
years ago, probably.
7 years ago, I restarted it like a year ago, but I only got up to episode 5.
Is there like, how many are there Band of Brothers? Is it like 12 or 20? How many is it? It's a limited series.
I think
right?
it's like 10 to 12.
Okay.
Yeah. And like seeing the guy's leg blow apart, I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, oh, this is HBO. They can,
Because it goes from a guy standing on it to like a full body shot of his leg just explodes off and his ankle like pops off the ground and flips
what's
around.
crazy about the prosthetic is you see
You see it disconnect.
You
with
see
the
the
meat.
disconnect. You see the white bone in the middle and red flesh around, which being the rest of the leg. And you're like, I know every part of what that was.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh,
Like
it's
I've seen that skeleton in
it's not
science
a
class.
it's not a red mist. You can clearly be like, that's bone and that's muscle.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a red fleshy thing that flew that
There
way.
was
I know what
this
that
one
is.
shot that went so hard, which was the shot that was zoomed out. Like they zoomed it it was from far away, but they zoomed in, and it's after a battle, and this guy.
No, it's during a battle. They shoot the rocket launcher at the side of the building, and one of the German soldiers like stumbles outside, and then Winters runs past, and it's a wide shot of like the guy's on this side of the street, he's on this side. He runs past, stops, pops him in the chest with his pistol, and then keeps running.
And they hold it for a second, and it's such a good shot because it's shot from far away, but they zoom into it where you can see that
And it's
like
clearly handheld.
the flat perspective that
Yeah, I was gonna say what you said 2001. So yeah,
2001.
they definitely didn't have like a lot of the like huge
But
like crazy cameras.
the
Especially for
cast
what was
is
a-
stacked, and I'm waiting for one more character to show up, which I know will
Get him.
get him. I mean, you've never seen it.
I've never seen it, but I think you
I
and me
mean,
have
I can
talked
tell
about
you
it.
something. He's a part of
You and me have talked about it a lot.
it would be Marvel franchise. He's part of the Marvel franchise.
It's 2001, so yeah, so it's probably one of like the legacy actors who showed up to do something, probably, right? I would
What
assume.
is that? What do you mean? By
Well, like it's not one of the like new ones who's like, oh yeah, you're fucking like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, or like Chris Evans. It's like, oh no, this guy's playing.
It could be
like,
Robert Downey Jr. It could very easily
To be fair, yeah.
Robert Downey
But I'm
Jr.
saying like you know like who's the guy who plays older Ant-Man, like Hank Pym. Like it could be like one of those guys who's like who's playing like an older generation character.
I mean, I'll also say it's he's had a movie come out in the last year.
Is it Josh Brolin?
I'm not.
He's not gonna tell you.
I'm not gonna tell you.
It
But
might be
That new
Brolin.
Josh Brolin movie looks incredible, though.
the weapons.
Yes.
Okay, I'm so glad we're talking about.
Oh,
this.
I haven't seen anything about this. What?
This trailer
Oh,
is fucking wild.
It looks wild, and doesn't it give you prisoner vibes?
It does, but supernatural
So,
prisoners.
yes, which is what we wanted. What
we
wanted out
some
of,
ghosts and shit.
We wanted that out of prisoners. We're like, what if it's this like secret cult, and it's like, that's what we wanted. But yeah, it looks insane. We'll have to, dude.
Show me after the.
The premise
I'm
is
actually
basically
stoked for this.
the lady from Ozark, the blonde-headed lady. She's like a teacher at a elementary school, and then one night, just everybody in her class goes missing.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then it's like, where the fuck did they go? She has to be responsible because it was just her class. Because she just shows up to school one day and no one's there. And then the trailer just goes into some crazy shit.
Yeah. Absolutely crazy. And then Josh Brolin shows up at like it seems like a
town hall.
A town hall like board, school board town hall kind of thing. And he like stands up like, where the fuck are my kids? And I'm like, yes, Josh Brolin. Revenge.
I've also the other movie because that sounds cool, and I'll add that to the. I definitely need to see it. I need to see Sinners because everybody's freaking out about that movie.
Yeah, because it's sexy.
Everybody's been saying that, but I don't know anything about it.
All I know about
I don't
it before,
think it's actually a good movie. I think it's a sexy movie between Michael B. Jordan and Haley
that's what I
Steinfeld.
wanted out of Nosferatu, and it wasn't that sexy.
well, that's the thing is like I thought the same thing.
The bounce on it,
Crazy style. I thought the same thing too at first because all of the first like reactions to it were just a bunch of like thirsty ass like people on Instagram being like, "Oh my gosh,
book sluts."
But then like I keep seeing
sluts.
like a lot of like the like reviews that I actually like watch for like actual good takes, and they're like, "No, like genuinely fucking great movie. It's actually really good." Like one reviewer is like, "Yes, yeah, sexy stuff, cool, whatever." Michael B. Jordan play like one that got me was someone goes, "Hey, do you ever want to see Michael B. Jordan play in a movie where he plays as the wild card red wearing person and then the calmer, more stoic blue wearing person like Devil May Cry?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, he plays twins and they do a thing." And I'm like, "All right, cool." And then I keep just hearing
what
that
are you
like
talking about from Sinners?
yeah, he plays two characters in the movie as like twins, and it's apparently vampires and shit. I don't know, but like I'm willing to give it a shot because it seems like it's cool. I just don't know if I want. I just need people to go see it in the movie.
Dude, I will say, like, I know we talked about Josh Brolin. I mean, we've liked Josh Brolin for a while, but like, there's really only like before a couple movies that we have seen together. Yeah. There's only really the things I know him from are The Goonies and Thanos.
Well, I mean, before like he's been in a lot of stuff clearly, but in terms of like mainstream, like.
My point was the two movies that made me realize that he's an incredible actor and that I really like him. Sicario, and then The Hole.
Yeah.
The Hole, even though he's great in Dune, but like his character is not like anything.
He's a side character.
Yeah, he's not anything special in Dune. But yeah, in Sicario, he's absolutely incredible. And then, isn't it called The Hole?
The Outer Range.
Outer Range is where I was
the twist with his character. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, he's such a good, like, because even then, I remember when I saw him in Deadpool 2, because it was after Thanos.
I was like,
cable.
what twist? I have chills just thinking about it.
Yeah.
That show's wild.
I love that show.
It really, because it keeps you going, and then what's so good is, like, mystery can only keep you going without like being fed anything for only so long, and then they're like, all right, you've waited like the mystery of like, oh, I get it, the whole what is it doing, it's the mystery, you're like and then
then you get to that episode where it's like you're not who you say you are, and it blows my fucking mind.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that
I still need to see that.
It's good. You also need to see Midnight Mass.
Yeah, to be fair.
I would watch that one first because I feel like that's a quicker watch.
Midnight, yeah.
It's only the one season.
7 episodes. It's a week.
Well, I was gonna say that's also a limited series too. Mm-hmm. So another one like Chernobyl, where it's like short, sweet, did what it did, and get out.
I mean, again, we've said this a million times, and I'll say it a million more. But we need the whole people, everyone that was a part of Midnight Mass, to do Resident Evil.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool, because didn't the guy who did Midnight Mass also did the Haunting stuff?
Yeah, the Haunting of Hill House.
So pretty much did some of the best horror, like at least reviewed well horror in a while.
Yeah,
and then they gave Resident Evil to somebody else on Netflix. And it was
here's another fun fact. So the movie Weapons
with Lance Reddick as Wesker.
Apparently,
with Lance Reddick as Wesker. We were just talking about this in Discord. Cody was like, and also Lance Reddick as Wesker. He does a really good job, but at first it's really weird that it's Wesker.
Well, that's the thing. Apparently, like anybody who watched the show, I didn't, and I'm not going to. They said that literally he's the only good part of the show is Lance Reddick
because he's the only actual Resident Evil character in it,
and he's also the only one who apparently like gave a shit to like do something. So like even though it's Lance Reddick, he apparently like actually did some research into Wesker.
Hell yeah.
And then also he was hamming it the fuck up on screen because I've seen some of the like the
Cody
clips.
he's like the only good part of that show, but yeah.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I stan Welcome to Raccoon City, and I loved Luther as Wesker from Umbrella Academy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually not a bad casting.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
Especially in one where it's like he's just
Younger
like the
Wesker.
incompetent
Yeah.
captain.
Luther, the guy with the hairy arms.
Yeah, the Monkey Man.
Monkey Man.
Okay, so quick fun fact about weapons is so the person who is the like talent management for the director of weapons is also the same. This also manages Jordan Peele, and Jordan Peele fired his agent because they gave that they let the other guy who's now directing weapons have like they sent him, they're like, hey, you should take a look at this project, and not Jordan Peele. And Jordan Peele like
Jordan Peele would have been all over that because he's like now in love with this horror genre. Yeah, he's become the king of horror.
So yeah, that's what I heard about that. He fired his whole team because they gave it to somebody else instead of him.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Dude, have you seen that trailer for his new movie where it's like that football thing?
What?
So Jordan Peele has a new movie, I guess, coming out, and at first I saw like the trailer and I was like, and it got me. I'm like, it's a Jordan Peele movie. I assumed horror, but for whatever reason, because the trailer has that like old school, like it's a sports movie, you know, whatever. And then it has that the dark twist at the end of the trailer where it's like, oh, some people selling their souls to get like really good at football, and you're gonna see the bad shit happen afterward. And I'm like, okay, and I'm like, I kind of fuck with it now. And at first I was like, what the fuck is he making a sports movie? And
I mean,
then they hit me.
The whole tale of the guy, the guitarist who sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads.
Ghost Rider.
yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Oh yeah, Sinners was directed by the guy who did Black Panther, Ryan Coogler.
Look at the guy who's directing Weapons. He did a newer horror movie that everyone like is pretty critically acclaimed.
The horror drama, directed by Zach Krieger.
Who did?
He's done Barbarian, Weapons. Oh, he's done some Whitest Kids You Know.
What?
He did.
Oh, Zach Kreger?
Yeah.
He's one of the main guys in Whitest Kid You Know.
Oh shit!
Which one? Is it the guy who plays the woman?
No, that's Darren.
That's Darren.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. Yes.
What is with comedians and doing really good horror?
In the homeschool episode, he's
the mom.
He's the mom.
And then in the gallon of PCP one.
Yeah.
And then the
job interview. No, he didn't.
The Forrest Whitaker one.
Yep.
Oh my God, you're Forrest Whitaker.
The last thing
Zach.
he did.
We've known each other for 12 years.
At least in 2022, he did a movie called Barbarian.
Barbarian was very well acclaimed.
Yeah. And that, yeah, dude, what is it with comedy people and just doing really good horror?
You got to go to a dark place to be funny.
I guess,
also
yeah.
think
Keep an eye out for my new movie.
I also think that they are like, timing. And
horror is all about
timing.
Anticipation and timing.
Yes.
Yeah, because you
have to pretend that
the punchline is scary.
The horror is just the punchline, and you have to build to it and then circle back. So it's the full circle joke.
That's why I like Autopsy of Jane Doe so much, because the whole like first up until like the last 10 minutes of the movie, it's all just that anticipation.
Yes.
Build up and
breaks
tension.
formula so much,
dude. That's still one of my favorite.
They
movies.
never show anything. They
No.
never show a single thing.
not until the very end.
Because even at the end, when the dad like dies in the basement, you still don't see what kills him.
Dude, that was a fucking great movie experience we had.
Oh
I
my
fucking
gosh.
loved that, dude.
Yeah, and we watched it with Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and Tyler got high before that, didn't you? Wasn't that it?
Yeah. Of course we did.
Yeah, and that was the thing.
And I was like, oh my God, this is the scariest thing I've
That's
ever
why I miss Tyler the most, because every time I wanted to watch something horror, Tyler would be like, yeah, I'm down.
You could have said, I want to watch a funny movie, a horror movie, a Civil War documentary, and he'd be like, yeah, that sounds fun. He would just be down. I miss Tyler. Tyler, come home.
I miss Tyler too. I haven't talked to him.
He called you at Lee's house. Yeah.
No, I called him.
Oh, you called him right?
Yeah,
Right, okay.
because we were drinking.
Yeah.
But I tried getting him to come to the
kayak trip.
Yeah, and he's like, we have to go to the zoo that day, and I was like, I'm still kind of pissed at you for that. Like, I'm actually genuinely angry. Like, you could go to the zoo any weekend.
Yeah.
It's the zoo. What tickets are? What $20 at most?
At most, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So.
I also want to see the what's the Ben Affleck movie where he's like the autistic killer dude.
What?
Batman
Hitman.
v Superman.
Yeah. Was it The Mechanic? What's that?
I've heard of The
Yeah.
Mechanic.
But isn't The Mechanic a Jason Statham movie?
Not maybe not Mechanic. What is it? The Accountant or something? It's where he's like
I think it's The
It's
Accountant.
The Accountant.
because the sequel has the best brother in cinema history.
Best Dead Brother John Bernthal.
Yeah.
But this time he's not dead.
Best Dead Brother.
But yeah,
Not yet.
he plays the maybe he plays the brother of the
Of course.
of Ben Affleck's character, and the reviews are apparently pretty good. Because I watched the first one like back when it came out, I was like, that was a fun action movie. It was at the height of like, we need to get a John Wick out.
Well, now that Thunderbolts isn't actually Thunderbolts, I want to see fucking Punisher, Red Hulk, Elektra, fucking
Elektra is
Agent Venom.
dead.
Yeah,
Dead.
So was Daredevil like 3 times.
Fair.
And here he is.
Yeah.
So is
What the fuck was that? Oh, Gambit.
so is Gambit, but Gambit's coming back.
Well, no, it wasn't in the movie, but they put out on like Instagram and shit where he saw a portal and jumped through it because Channing Tatum is in Doomsday.
I know.
Yeah. So apparently he saw a portal and was like, I'm gonna jump through that shit.
Doomsday has the potential to be
The best
an
and
incredible
worst.
movie because it's going to have Magneto in it.
Dude, it's gonna have fucking every. I'm actually like, it's funny because like Fantastic Four hypes me up because I think the cast is great. And I'm like, they're actually nailing a Fantastic Four style.
The best part of that is I want to see Cousin as the Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here's the other thing: this is what Doomsday is going to be the first Marvel movie. Well, technically, no. This is going to be no, but that we're having a mainline X-Men.
Yes.
Yes, that is true. What I said about it's not the first movie.
It'll be the first movie where X-Men are in the plot.
Yes.
Because Beast being in the Captain Marvel in credit scene, that doesn't fucking count.
Do you count
Technically-
Deadpool Wolverine because it is MCU now?
No,
because it didn't take
that's an
place on
X-Men.
MCU
Okay,
Earth.
And that's also to me an X-Men movie.
It's just still an X-Men movie, yeah.
That's still an X-Men movie.
Even though,
But
yeah.
it's a sequel to the
other
other
three.
universe's X-Men
Yeah.
movies.
Yes.
And a sequel to the 2 Deadpool movies that are now. Which,
And all the Deadpool movies have just been X-Men movies. Because they've all revolved around the X-Men.
Yeah.
And those are the other cast members.
I'm kind of like.
But
I'm
I'm saying the fact that Magneto's in it, though, I mean, to be fair, we're not getting Iceman, so everyone will be okay, but... I'm a big Iceman.
You know, it's funny. It's funny. You know, Disney really wants these diversity things, and you got the most powerful gay mutant in all comic history in Iceman. You didn't add him to the thing?
Yeah.
Potentially most powerful.
Dude.
I mean, Omega level.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I love that he's Omega level.
It makes sense.
Well, I mean, it does, but I love what started as probably like the 80s or like 70s. It's like he has control over ice, just can turn into like
He
dude,
controls
He can control anything on a molecular
Yeah.
level.
Yeah, he controls the speed of atoms, and so that way he can freeze time itself.
and it's like you're like, what the fuck happened?
That's just the extrapolation of comic book character, though.
Yeah.
There always has to be escalation.
I mean, he's not Omega level, but he's still like A.
He just hasn't harnessed his powers yet. You know how much iron you have in your blood?
That is
I mean, that's true, but that doesn't make him Omega.
He's Omega because of his ideals. I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm
I'm a Magneto Glazer. You
Yeah,
did nothing
I'm
wrong.
100% I am too, but
He was always right.
yeah.
Well,
no.
isn't
Who do you think's gonna play Magneto?
isn't it
It's the
younger
old
one?
dudes.
Oh, the older ones. It is the older ones.
I think they're doing both because
It won't be Michael Fassbender?
Patrick Stewart was one of the ones they announced.
Well, because Doomsday is a part 1, part 2 thing. Because it's gonna be Doomsday to Secret Wars.
I mean, maybe we'll see part 1. It's the older crew.
Oh, the
and
other
then-
thing, we just saw Michael Fassbender in Band of
And Band
Brothers.
of Brothers,
and
yeah.
it was the first episode. Peter was like, I'm in. Young Michael Fassbender. It is crazy seeing all these actors in 2001.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I didn't even recognize.
Oh yeah, dude. His
Yeah,
the youngest
he's in it,
I
and he says at one point, he's like, God, I wish I had a pair of brass knuckles.
Yeah,
and I was like, if he said bat, I would have lost my mind.
dude, the youngest I'd seen Jeffrey Dean Morgan was when I like watched Supernatural for the first time, and I went, hey, and then because I saw Walking Dead
Supernatural
before
still what, like
2005.
That's 5. Yeah, I was gonna say 5.
And he doesn't show up in season 1.
No, he does. He's the first. It's the first when they show the first flashback of the.
But that's like later.
I think it's episode like. It's early because they have to tell you like what the fuck happened. And they show like because I want to say it's like episode 1 or 2 where they show like the mom like hanging over the fucking the ceiling.
But this is 2001.
Yeah.
So 4 years, and he looks so young.
He's clean shaven, which I've never seen.
Yeah, well, like that was my thing because I had seen Walking Dead first before I had saw Supernatural, so I'd seen Negan first.
Yeah.
And then I saw Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I went, whoa.
What's crazy is this run through, I didn't realize it was Negan until I saw him on screen. I was like, oh my gosh, BJ, that's Negan.
Wildest fighting game crossover character I think I've seen.
Dude, the song that they made, the Negan Stage 1, it's the best fighting game music that's ever existed.
I'm like, it's such a weird pull that I'm like, yeah, no, I get it. The
I'd
fact that Negan and Noctis are in the same fucking video game
It's
is
also
crazy.
like a Smash Brothers level trailer.
Yeah. Dude,
BJ, I'm kind of interested in that text you sent us about another person committing suicide in Xenoblade.
Yeah, so
the
Xenoblade
Xeno
X
series
is chock full of suicides. There's like a suicide cult at one point. There's one lady just puts a gun to her head and Persona 3's herself. And then I'm doing a companion quest, or I just finished a companion quest to get the flight model for the Resfelg, which is like a specialized combat mech, but in gameplay it sucks ass. And they're talking about how these 3 friends, the test pilot, the scientist, and then the other scientist, it's just the test pilot and one of the scientists now because the other scientist like fucked up an experiment and he was so ashamed that he killed himself.
What the hell?
And I was just like, what the fuck is with this game? Everybody's killing themselves all the time.
the writer was really struggling during that game development. It had to have been.
It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to kill myself because I'm too cowardly, but all
All
these
these characters, yeah, they're fucking
they're
dying.
going to do it.
Yeah.
They're going to do it for real.
It's funny because like I sent the text, I was like, yeah, they got to step it up though, because Xenogears has like cannibalism, fucking like
Yeah, but
prostitution, and like
after
death
they
and
said
all
that couldn't be Final Fantasy VII, they'll never reach that level again. What we need is for Xenoblade, the main series, to step up to this level. I need more character deaths, not just fucking Haze in Xenoblade 2.
I was gonna say, to be fair, I think they've gotten it because it's weird. I think Xenoblade 1 is a pretty serious, like it's got its moments, but like nothing too dark.
I mean, the craziest thing in that one is like, oh, Fiora dies, but then you get to chapter 7, it's like, oh, Fiora was fine, and she's arguably better now.
Yeah, and then you get to Xenoblade 2, and like the darkest parts come from the fucking DLC in Torna, in my opinion, because like most of 2 kind of has that whimsical adventure vibe throughout most of it.
Yeah, the only real deaths that happen in 2 are, like I said, Haze and then the Torna members, but they sacrifice themselves to like become heroes. I don't count that. I need tragic death.
And well, then, like even though it's not tragic death, 3 had a lot of like we're gonna talk about war, where I was like, oh, we're pushing it, which makes sense because 2 had like a very like troubled development cycle. It feels like to where it seems 3
it was made by their B team.
Whereas 3 very clearly was like, we have time and we're going to make a really good game. And so the writing was like, well, if we're going to talk about war, we're going to deal with fucking war. Because a lot of those side quests were actually kind of dark where you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Like also dealing with child soldiers, all this stuff. And then, then you do with the shit of like, oh yeah, then you get the crazy JRPG timelines and
All
universes.
I want is for Yoko Taro to write the next Xenoblade game.
Dude, I swear to God, they're never going to let him because they'll have to leash him a little bit, but like let him do Final Fantasy. Just one of them.
For real.
I don't care how crazy it would be. The only thing that I want you to like pull him back on is like what they did with Final Fantasy 14 where he was like, well, if you
Delete
lose
your
this fight, it
account.
deletes your account. And like what like OCP was like, fuck no. Yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to pull him back on. Because if I play the game and my save file gets deleted because I made a wrong choice, I'm going to fucking riot.
I'm still waiting for the Stellarblade PC port because I really want to play that. And then the Nier expansion apparently is very good.
I still need to do that because like Stellar Blade was really good. I didn't finish it. but like it was like I'm kind of a little tired, and it's why I'm not as excited about Phantom Blade Zero, where it's like we're gonna do action games with a little bit of Souls-like in them, and I'm like, just make an action game. I don't need
I don't
every
know.
bit
I don't
of
know if
Souls-like.
I can agree with that, because every time I play a new Souls game, I get sucked the fuck in.
To me, I'm now like very dependent. Like Liza P, the Jedi games.
Did you
and
see
like,
the trailer for the
Overture?
expansion?
Yeah, great. But like I don't know, like a lot of the like Black Myth Wukong is great, but it's also just not a fucking Souls-like. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
That game is borderline a character action game through and through.
That's just really difficult.
Yeah, it's like crank the fuck up. It's like it goes like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta here, Black Myth, and then Ninja fucking Gaiden 2.
Yeah.
Like that's where it is, which I forgot. I keep forgetting Ninja Gaiden 4 comes out this year. So like I'm excited for that.
I am just way too excited for Snake Eater.
Yeah.
I
should be.
After
can't wait.
Dude, with the amount seeing all of the love and care that they put into Oblivion makes me so fucking hyped for Snake Eater.
I was telling BJ yesterday that I just spilled a drink, whatever. I was telling BJ yesterday playing more Metal Gear Solid 5, which also you might be Matt, you're still playing the game? Yes, I am.
It's a long ass fucking game.
It's a long ass game. I'm doing all the side missions, and I'm just trying to get Mother Base to like level 1000. Okay, so but I went up to him and I was like, hey man, I'm at a point where I'm not remembering any of these missions, and I had no one to talk to about this game when I first played it, and so I just like took it at face value. But now that I have like the ability to be like, hey, like,
is this like this a thing? Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I have the ability, I can.
Matt can come to someone with encyclopedic knowledge.
Yeah,
to
and so I
explain
go. I
things.
said like Metal Gear to like the average person, the average gamer, also who hasn't played. Like on surface level, you think, oh, it's like it's a military stealth game.
Yeah.
So you know you're shooting and there's stealth components, and it's like, oh, I'm in a Black Ops and I'm the best spy, secret agent thing. That's surface level. What I didn't realize, and I was like, is like the mystical a real big part, because I'm getting to things where I have a man that's on fire, a ghost child, and then now we're doing bio experiments on people, creating them into mutants. Is that like a normal plot point of Metal Gear games? And he was like, yeah, totally.
Yep.
I was like, ghosts and superpowers permeate the whole thing.
Yeah, and I was like,
I mean,
okay,
fucking Psycho
because
Mantis
they
in
don't-
one.
They don't
Yeah.
at all like advertise it as a game that deals with these crazy things.
I told him, I was like, in Snake Eater, you have to walk through the river Styx and reconcile with everyone you've killed throughout the game.
Yeah, it's like it's so not what's advertised as what the game is.
Well, it's funny too, because like you're getting to the point where like that's past like even like the stuff, because like Metal Gear at face value is like cool military stealth game.
Yeah.
Then you go down one level and it goes, maybe war is terrible and governments control way too much.
Yeah, I mean,
and then you go down.
Politics is definitely
Yeah.
the second level.
But like it's like that. Then you keep going down and you go, what the fuck the ghost child doing? Why the fuck am I in the river Styx? And you keep going further and you're like,
yeah, there's a man on fire,
Yeah.
and then now they're doing like gene mutations on like people in Africa.
you can clearly like
what the hell?
playing Metal Gear, and like gameplay aside, you can clearly see like Death Stranding was something this man wanted to make for fucking years, because he started to interject like some of that like weird supernatural kind of whatever
Yeah, but
throughout
the
Metal Gear.
Here's the thing, and
But like
this is gonna trigger, and I hope this turns into a TikTok.
again, I'm saying from a story perspective,
Yes.
yeah, like
But
you can
here's
him.
Here's the TikTok clip.
Yeah.
The fucking gameplay is so goddamn awful. In that, like, why would you revolve it all around this horrible mechanic? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, hey, kudos to you if you like it. I couldn't get past it. I just don't think it's good. I read the novels and was fine.
Yeah, climbing and walking is not engaging.
Apparently, it's like, I don't get it personally. It's one of those things where apparently it's like, oh, it's such a good like fucking non-tense game. And I'm like, I don't know about you. The most annoyed I've been.
It's absolutely tense.
Yeah, the most
because
annoyed
there's
I've been-
acid fucking rain that kills you. There's fucking ghosts that eat your feet.
Like, that's what I'm saying. There's
and then
so
what
much.
what are the people that are floating in the sky?
Like the BTs and
The
shit.
BT
Yeah.
yeah, BTs.
Like that's the thing is like it's such a weird thing that I'm sure like there are people who like when games
But
get
you
weird.
said that the gunplay is super good. It's tight, right?
The gunplay?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you actually get to use it and aren't actively punished for doing so.
Yeah, because the whole thing is that you're punished because it's too loud.
Well, too loud,
Well,
and
even
then
if you kill somebody, their body explodes and creates a nuclear fucking crater in the ground.
That's right.
So it
if-
creates more problems than it's worth.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you do it, you then have to dispose of the bodies.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. When people die, you make the crater
Because the BTs go after them after dead bodies. I think.
Yeah, and then the whole thing is that the Norman Reedus, his whole thing is he just respawns after he dies. Yeah.
Yeah. That's his special Metal Gear power.
It's the thing where like everything about Death Stranding should work for me, but then I play it and I don't like it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that's the thing. It's like every gameplay thing. It has a lore reason, like why you can't shoot all the people just because then it would cause this. Why this happens with it, and it's like it's on paper sounds like I'd fuck with it hard, and then I play it and I go, I don't like this.
And it's even worse because the main part of the gameplay is making deliveries on foot, and you're very incentivized to create the roads. That's like this is like the main goal is connect the country with these roads. And when you create the roads, it trivializes the gameplay even more.
Because then you can also just get the fucking bikes and stuff. And just
Exactly. And then you're just going from point A back to point B, reverse infinitum.
And then meanwhile, I'm playing Metal Gear, and I'm like, I'm gonna shoot this guy with
having fun listening to fucking David Bowie on your fucking headset.
Dude, I pull off these like moves where I take down an outpost where I go like I'm gonna shoot this guy with my like the little trank because I didn't do a headshot, which I do on purpose. I shoot him in the body because it takes because it's not instant them sleeping. It takes a while, so then I'll shoot one, I'll shoot another, and then I'll go into these other two, and then me and Quiet will coordinate a shot where we can take out both of them at the same time, and then at the same time the other two people fall asleep, and I'm like, I just did the coolest thing. I did this one where this one guy was climbing up a ladder, and I had slept the other two. And climbing up a ladder, the guy was walking by underneath the ladder of the guard post. I shot the head off of one guy. His body fell off and stunned and knocked out the other guy below. I was like, "This is the coolest game."
That's awesome. Imagine if you were punished for doing any of that.
Yeah.
That's Death Stranding.
Yeah, it's so The Metal
if
Gear Solid,
if there was a mod for Death Stranding that removed all that gay shit, I would love that game.
Dude, yeah, Metal Gear 5 is tight as fuck. And especially with all base building, I'm so into. Again, most of the stuff I'm doing now, which is why it's taking me so long to finish this game, is I'm just trying to unlock all the weapons because I want the best of everything because that to me is rewarding. So
I'm still pissed off about that. The disarmament, because have you ever heard about this?
No.
So you can get nukes for Mother Base for the online. You can't use nukes, but it's just like, oh, I have nuclear arms.
Yeah.
You can use like it's a crate, so you can place it to like block people from getting your shit. There's a thing built into the game.
The FOBs?
Yeah.
The 4 operating bases that you can attack, yeah.
So
I just unlocked that.
In the game, there's a thing where it's like if everybody in the world decommissions their nukes, then you get a special cutscene across everybody that has the game that's just disarmament, and it's like technically like the ending of MGS5.
Okay.
And people have been trying for years on multiple platforms to get to disarmament, and there was like an online forum for a while about it where people were like, let's go to PS3. It has the lowest active users of like MGS5. We can clear out nukes and everything. And they fucking reached it. And Konami said it wasn't legitimate because there were still nukes in the system of people that had like completely deleted their PlayStation accounts that they couldn't get to. So Konami was like, no, you didn't actually do it. Even though it was down to like 13 nukes that they couldn't access because people had deleted their accounts. But they fucking did it, and they didn't give out the cutscene.
So the cutscene's still not seen?
No, it's seen. People have hacked the game. You can go and look at it. But,
it's a game file.
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna look
Konami has never acknowledged a legitimate disarmament, and it's happened like 2 or 3 times.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's. They should have like just been like, hey, you know what, like.
Because who the fuck is going to care about the PS3 servers anyway?
Yeah.
Just be like, they did it on PS3.
Fuck it. Here you go. Yeah, because the worst would be if they tied like a trophy or something to it.
Yeah, that would
Because
fuck
then
everybody
like
over.
nobody would have gotten a full completion of Metal Gear 5. Because like that's such an odd like thing that like, oh yeah, your trophy hunting or this thing to get is tied to other people would fucking suck.
You know, after we've been doing a lot of, I think after the past couple weeks of us talking about Let's Plays, like I'm still trying to think of another good Let's Play for us.
Resident Evil 4.
Honestly, the
Village?
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
No, 4.
Oh no, 4.
Which
Village
Village.
would be
to
a good
fair,
one too.
4 is original Village to me.
Yeah, Village is just, hey, would you guys maybe like a Resident Evil 4 remake?
Yeah.
And then it did really well. They go, all right, sick.
Yeah.
To be, I think we could do all the Resident Evils, like mainline series.
They're very good for Let's Play.
And they're really
Including
relatively
one?
short. Yeah.
With
I
the
don't
tank
like
controls,
one.
yeah.
We can skip one.
I'm
Start
fine with skipping one too. I
do
not,
the remakes up to 5,
Especially
and then
if
you
I'm
can do
playing.
5. Yeah.
I'm not gonna play tank controls.
But me watching you play 4 is gonna really piss me off because I know you're gonna suck at it
False. I've played 4.
on VR.
Oh, I haven't told you this. Over Christmas, I played
Did you play remake or OG4?
remake.
Remake's much easier than OG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat remake over Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't.
Damn.
It's weird that we never talked about it, but yeah,
You said
Yeah.
that you started it, but
I
I think you had
started
said-
on the plane because I didn't know what to play, so I
You
played
played on
like
Steam Deck?
Sekiro
Yeah.
on the plane, and then I started playing 4 remake, and I was like,
Dude, it runs pretty well on the deck, doesn't it?
yeah, it runs really well.
and I got to the part where you're telling me about the wolf, and I was like, you see the wolf, and then nothing happens, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like where the wolf is supposed to be in the original. There's a dead white wolf.
Yeah.
And I saw that and I was like, they fucked it.
yeah, because he's supposed to come back and help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they just moved everything around, and I was like, when I finally saw the wolf, because I had started off from a place of pissed off because of that, and then I keep going, and I'm like, this is actually kind of tight.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, there's new enemy types. Shit, this is kind of cool. And then they're like, okay, now here's the wolf in the trap.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they did it.
Yeah.
They did it.
That honestly, that's I think what I love about like RE4 remake. And
I
like,
would be
2 and
down
3.
to play Biohazard because I've only played like the first part when you're in the beginning house with Mia.
Oh, you haven't gone past that? Like have you where Jack is like chasing after you, and he's like the roaming
think-
villain.
I'm trying to think if I made it to the part where you're in the garage with the dad.
Yeah. That is Jack, right?
Yeah.
Because Lucas
Yeah.
is the son. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think I got through the part with Mia. Oh, I
'Cause you
I
get
did.
yanked,
I
and
know,
then you're
I
on
know,
the table with
no,
the
no,
thing?
I
Okay.
did. I got through the fight with the mom because that one's first.
No, Jack is first.
You start in the house with Jack, but you don't kill Jack yet. You
Well, no, because you kill him. Well, kill him in the with the car.
Doesn't the fight go mom first?
Well, you do the car fight.
there's
Oh,
multiple
then I got
Jack
through the car
fights, 'cause
fight.
Yeah, because he comes back. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's the chainsaw fight where
Yeah.
they make the Evil Dead reference.
No,
Yeah.
I've done the car fight.
Yeah. So you did the first Jack.
It
fight.
was weird. We had a buddy come over. Like this is, I'll tell you more later. But we had a friend that used to like to come over with his golden retriever dog puppy, and her and Lance would play, and they'd have really nice play dates. And it's weird because Lance doesn't hang out with other dogs.
Yeah.
But this other puppy was like the best, and it was a puppy too, and she was super submissive, and they were great friends. And so he came
Super
over.
submissive.
I mean, that's the whole thing with Lance is,
Yeah, he's a dummy.
he's a dommy mommy, and but yeah, he was like, let's play like a scary game, and I was like, well, Biohazard's on Game Pass. He's like, yes, let's play that.
I still don't have and haven't played the Silent Hill remake.
Oh,
I
that'd
would
be
love
a
to do
good
that one as well.
Because I don't think any of us have played that one.
We could trade off.
Yeah.
Silent Hill
Okay.
remake could be a good one. Honestly, that could be the 3 horror games because I still haven't played the Dead Space remake.
Oh,
I've never played Dead Space.
That's why I'm thinking we should just have him play one because me and you can
Yeah.
talk through that.
Dude,
I played it 2 times.
Will we play remake?
one time with Tyler.
yeah.
One time with Tyler.
Will we make him play remake where the protagonist speaks or original where it's silent?
I'd rather do original.
Yeah.
Original is. I mean,
Because
Because if I want to continue, I don't want to go from like remake of one to
Also,
I think they're going to
original
remake 2.
is perfect. Like,
Yeah, to be fair, it is perfect. Yeah.
it is a perfect game.
Yeah.
They mastered it. They mastered the horror genre. It is one of the scariest games.
And then you follow it up with 2, which is a fucking great game as well. Like
I've heard mixed things. I hear the majority of people didn't like 3.
3. Well,
but then at the same time, Jack Burrows, who I trust, loves 3.
3 is one where it was at the time of a lot of video games where they added in. Hey, Lance.
Hi.
Come on,
big boy.
3 came out at the time where like a lot of games had like those like this is where they started selling like DLC that was on the disc, and like here's like an online pass you needed to pay for to play games. So it was EA who did that, because it was ironic that EA had 2 series that had come out where they go, here's your really good first one, here's 2 that everybody fucking loved, and then 3 had a shit show around its development. And like it was just in that era of games where like EA fucked a lot of their studios over. But 3 is a really good co-op game.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I've heard. Is 3 is a really good co-op game.
But if you were just playing it like you were Dead Space 1 and 2, and you just ran through it,
did you ever watch
yourself,
the Dead Space? I guess anime, because it is an animation studio.
Was it a Annihilation?
I think
Downfall?
I think it's Annihilation.
There's 2 Dead Space things.
That one is technically
the prequel.
The prequel
to 1.
To 1.
That'd be good to play. That'd be good to watch after we play 1, because I think it'd be good to like.
It gives
away a lot.
I'm down. I've got a bunch of stuff in the Steam library. Speaking of which, I got the Ichiban DLC for Dave the Diver.
I still need to buy that.
Really?
When is it?
Have you touched Dave the Diver?
I haven't yet, but I know that
a little bit of time.
I know that that's limited, so I just wanted to go ahead and buy it because I already bought the game.
Yeah, I have it on Switch or Steam
why?
Deck. The Ichiban DLC.
You got a Steam Deck, and then you wanted to share.
Because I bought the game, so we both. Yeah, that's why. That's why. Dave the Diver, all the Batman games.
Because if you look at them on Steam, it has the 2 on it.
It has the 2 on it. And at first I was like, what does that mean? And then I realized there's 2 copies in the Steam library, which is so funny that it would even show that. Like, you don't have to, but it goes, you have 2 of these.
Yeah, 2 of you on this account.
Nerds.
Yeah. It's like, you fucking weirdos.
I would like to do a video of just going through Steam libraries and seeing, like, our trophy lists.
Yeah,
because I have a couple that I've like platinumed, and it's not many, but it's like I did Sonic Frontiers, obviously.
I remember that.
I think the only game that I have, I think the closest platinum to, or like the completion, is Mass Effect and Devil May Cry 5.
Oh, I platinumed. I never cared about it, but then I like when I was playing being in PlayStation, I learned about what platinuming was, and I didn't give a shit.
Didn't they add that in on 3, like in an update? I forget when they added it, because it was like...
On PS3?
Yeah, because I don't think it was there at launch, but at some point they're like, we're adding in this thing. Because Xbox had achievements.
Yeah.
And so Sony was like, we got to do that too. And then at some point they went, well, here's the big dick trophy that as an Xbox still doesn't have.
I platinumed... The only games I platinumed are Battlefield games. Battlefield 3 and 4 on the PlayStation.
Yeah, I still haven't. I still don't own a platinum just because I don't.
I did.
Some of these games have those, like, I'm not doing that.
Another Crab's Treasure was a good one to do. I love that game.
That one probably is like reasonable.
That actually would be a good one for Matt to play on the channel too, because Another Crab is really good.
And they
I started.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I beat it was right when he got it.
Oh, nice.
We got it at the same time. I beat the first boss.
I
just started exploring.
Yeah, I think no, I didn't beat the game, but I do know what the final boss is. But I got to. I was close because I was in like the deep sea.
Yeah, that's like the last
and fought
area.
the like controlled night lady, and then fought the thing after that. And I thought that was the final boss for a while, and I just couldn't beat it. And then I like looked online. I'm like, oh no, it's that fucker.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, whatever.
They just updated it, so now there's Boss Rush, New Game Plus, I think.
I would love. I mean, I don't know how you'd put one on there because I know like. Little Crab is like, fuck all this, I want to go home. But like, I would love to see like a DLC to it.
Well, now at the end of the game, which you haven't seen, he kind of is just like, you know what, maybe like I need to stop being so selfish. I just need to go around and help people.
Oh hell yeah.
So there is sequel potential there.
I would love to see, because that game just came out of nowhere and was like, hell, it's really good.
Yeah. And
you want to like I guess it is kind of relaxing, but like a more carefree Souls like, here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to suggest another game.
No, like that's how the vibe of the game is. Like you want like a kind of chill, fun, and whimsical, Souls-like.
Also banger soundtrack too.
Absolutely.
Here you go. Yeah, it's not as dark as Dark Souls.
I would love a crossover game with all the Souls and Souls-like protagonists. Just some sort of weird fighting game.
I think that's what I've liked about that, and then the Jedi games, is there are times where like and here's the thing, I need to say this because before all the Souls fans get on to me, I don't think FromSoft needs to put easy modes in their games. I think what they do great is that challenge and the world building and things like that. And I don't. Homie is moaning in there. I don't think that they need to like dumb down their games, but that's what I like about some of these other ones where they're like the Jedi games, Another Crab's Treasure, where it's like, you know what, we're gonna add that to it, where you can heighten the fucking difficulty up all the way if you want to.
Yeah, Another Crab's Treasure came out, it immediately became the starting point for Souls.
Yeah, like those, like I think I like that those, because I'm gonna be honest, I like Star Wars enough that I don't want to have a Souls-like challenge. I would just like to run through the story and be fine.
Yeah.
Which I do want to replay those games again. I've been itching for a good lightsaber game, and like that and Force Unleashed. But like Force Unleashed is old enough now that I'm like, doesn't have a lot of the modern like just stuff that I want
the level of polish that you're used to.
Yeah, so I think I'll go. I want to go back and play Fallen Order and Survivor again. Just Survivor's 100 fucking gigs because Respawn doesn't know how to fucking do their shit.
We're surviving. I'm the Jedi.
I'm the Jedi survivor, dude. The amount of times
it's because of the same reason that Titanfall 2 is so big.
Yeah, because they don't compress their fucking files.
Well, also every sound in Titanfall 2 is a WAV file. So it's just the highest quality that it can be.
Like, and I get it, sure, cool. Like, and to be fair, Jedi Survivor sound design is fucking great. But fuck, I don't need it to be 100 fucking. Also, this is no one else is gonna care about this because they don't buy physical like we do. Fuck you if you just give me one disc for an 100-something gig game, because it's like, here's like 50 gigs of it, and then it makes me download.
Speaking of another EA game.
Oh hell yeah, shitting on EA today?
No.
Oh,
I mean,
I'll shit on EA all the time. No. I love shitting on them.
But on May the 4th, May the 4th be with you, and also with you. And you should hear this also. Is that
how many memes can I fit in this sentence?
Yeah, and we on May the 4th we all re-downloaded Battlefront 2.
Oh hell yeah.
The newer one, not the old.
Yeah.
And
they really fucked up the
90 gigs for Battlefront 2. I was not expecting that.
Dude,
how do you think I felt on my fucking base PS4?
Dude,
bad.
I don't like it's strictly like, because I mean, fuck, even like all this other stuff, because like Mass Effect Andromeda was like 50 something gigs at the time, where that was like high. Veilguard is 80 fucking gigs. Battlefield 2049 was a fuck ton. Like, what is it with EA and compressing their fucking files? None of their studios know how to fucking do it. Yeah, and it's getting annoying because I'm like, if like Kingdom Come Deliverance makes sense to be 80 gigs, fucking Expedition 33 is like 40. Like,
that's crazy.
Like, fuck off. Why are these games so big? Oblivion is 125, the remaster, which again, I get it. It's the visual upgrade with Unreal 5. But still, Oblivion original is 7. And now the remaster is 125.
Earlier today, I was playing Ever Crisis while watching Monsters University because I needed to get my fix because Square Enix doesn't make Kingdom Hearts games anymore.
Missing Link will come out someday.
No, it won't.
I mean,
4's never coming out either.
I will say, visually though, Battlefront 2 is visually.
Oh, it looks incredible.
Incredible. I mean, it's the DICE engine.
It's Frostbite. Yeah,
Frostbite.
Which
is DICE's
main engine. Which I fucking hate EA for this.
It is one of the best looking engines
for a shooter.
Yes, 100%.
But then you go play fucking Mass Effect Andromeda and Dragon Age Inquisition, and I'm like, ugh. Everything looks bad here.
South Park is in the DICE.
Is it Frostbite too?
Engine, yeah.
That's crazy. Oh,
I know the second one is. The first
I was gonna
one
say,
might not be.
By the way, I didn't realize this until like yesterday. Stick of Truth is Obsidian.
Yeah,
but I did. I don't know why I didn't realize that or put that together. But when
have you ever played it?
Stick. I think I played through like half of it. I didn't finish it.
It's an incredible RPG.
It is. It's the I don't know who I was telling this. Probably you guys, but. I've seen in Expedition 33 that they have dodge, parry, and like other stuff. And the only other RPG that I played with those in turn based is South Park.
Speaking of which, I traded in a bunch of games the other day.
What games did you trade in?
It was just like 3DS games that I all have digitally now.
Because I was kind of worried that you like lessen the size of your
No,
collection?
the Switch collection did not move an inch.
Okay.
Something we'll get into it. But,
Oh.
I just went through my DS stuff and I was like, oh, I've got like 2 of the Fire Emblem games. Let me just download those digitally real quick. And then I took them into GameStop and I was like, hey, here's these and all my broken Joy-Cons, which I have a ton of, or had a ton of.
I only have one extra pair of Joy-Cons. I really don't want to trade them in, but at the same time, I'm like, they're only going to be like for Switch 2, like side stuff. It's the Zelda ones, but I'm like, I'm never going to use them again.
Well, my thing is when I was working at GameStop, people would trade them in all the time. So I had a pair of like the Smash Bros ones that are just gray with the weird stripes.
Yeah.
I had a pink set, a green set, the Mario red set, and then Zelda and white. And those are the 2 that I still have because they had the upgraded sticks. But I traded in all the other ones and then some DS and 3DS games. And I went in. I was like, hey, here's all this stuff to trade in. And then I was like, let me renew my membership while I'm here. And they bumped it up. And I was like, also, I'm going to just be putting that towards like my Switch 2. And it bumped it up. I got like $400 in trade credit. So I paid off my Switch 2. I paid off my copy of Mario Kart. Yes, they're separate because I'm autistic and gay. And then I finally bit the bullet on buying one of the best RPGs ever made, apparently. And psych, it's not Clear Obscure, whatever, Expedition 33. It's Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
I knew. Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to say that. Well, tell me about what you were saying about your Switch collection, which you'll get to later.
I was just going to say I added one more. It's Paper Mario.
Did you buy a physical? Yeah, physical. Yeah. Dude, Thousand Year Door is a fucking great game.
The remake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's such a great game. And
one of the best GameCube games.
It's up there with Smith Melee, with Wind Waker. I didn't realize, and I think this would be a fun one to play because I still haven't played it like that, but if we're going to do Metal Gear Solid 3, I think playing Twin Snakes, which is the remake of Metal Gear 1, would be a fun one to do.
Wait, there's a remake of one?
Yeah, it's the GameCube, and it's no longer the top-down, it's like a third-person shooter.
You know, I think we've seen the same videos on TikTok when we were watching TikToks now that I'm on Reels, but it was that guy who takes old like PlayStation 2 games and upscales them with shaders and stuff. I bet you could do the same thing.
You 100% could.
With the GameCube remake of 1. 100%. And then it might be livable.
I mean, it looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah. I mean, it's I mean, to be fair, Resident Evil 4 original is a GameCube game too. And that looks
still and they haven't updated that at all.
Yeah. They just kept
and
porting it.
It still comes out on everything.
No, I think to me, like when it comes to like games of like those eras, like I have a hard time going back to like original Xbox, N64, PlayStation 1 style games a lot.
People still have no idea how they did Metroid Prime though.
I will say I watched a really good video. It was 45 minutes long, and I skipped through a little bit of it. But
you do,
as I do.
Sorry.
Well, you'll understand why. It's 45 minutes of I played every Need for Speed using the base car only. And so he beat the game because in the beginning of every Need for Speed, they're like, here's a choice.
Car. Yeah.
Here's a choice of 3 cars.
That's a Takumi challenge for real.
Yeah.
And so he beat the game using the base. And a couple of them, I was like, okay,
I get it. Yeah.
I was kind of doing the same thing when I was replaying Midnight Club recently. Because I
would love a new Midnight Club.
Me too, but Rockstar's never going to do it.
Y'all see the new trailer?
Yeah, I watched it.
I didn't watch it yet.
It was not really a trailer.
It's more story, basically.
It was literally just a story snippets. We still
don't know the actual.
Not even like here's the prologue.
No, it was like barely even like because most trailers has like especially for GTA would have like a sound like
a big pop song or something.
A big pop song, and then you see the explosions, them jumping and doing the crazy. It was barely even that. It was literally like snippets from the cutscenes of the story. That's all it was. Like if I'm tearing it down,
it pretty much was just like here's the characters.
It looked
fucking insane,
insanely good.
Knowing that's all in engine too, because
I was in the car with a coworker of mine. When you sent it to me, we were driving to another job site. I just had him hop in the car because we went from one job site to another, and then we were coming back to the other job site waiting for a delivery, which never came. And I was like, just hop in. You sent it, and we were watching it as I was driving, and I was like, he was like,
looks
is that?
real.
And I was like, that's definitely in game.
Well, I mean, if you look at all the cutscenes in GTA 5, they're all in engine. Every game they've done
But for the
is
time that came out, it was incredible.
yeah. Well, but I'm saying like that's their thing. Their cuts. They don't do like cutscene.
Have you seen
gameplay.
the compilation of Japanese
VTubers saying the N word? Yes.
I love those videos.
Yeah, they're like,
They don't get it. It's like fucking with that Dr. Lloyd you fuck with, and they just repeat it.
yeah, and they say it again, and then you're like, oh.
Well, and then they don't get it because
Yeah,
it's like it's not as hugely like.
But it's also like a
It's It means
Yeah, in Japanese it is another thing.
I was gonna say I know in Korea it's or and or some shit.
Yeah,
and
in
then
Korea
in
it's and
yeah, and then in Japan the same thing. So they're
I
just
think
like
it's what in
yeah.
Japan.
I think they're just like funny, and then you go. It's no, because dude, there's one there's one of those VTubers has done it like 3 times in like 3 separate games.
Yep.
Because she's just like, I don't get it.
I like that VTuber that has the crossed eyes. What's her name?
That could be any of them depending on the model.
But it's like a chibi
Crossed
model.
eyes
With like
and
Oh,
pink hair.
tongue out.
Chibi, the pink haired one.
Yeah.
Who's like weird, who's kind of gremlin. Yeah. Dude, she plays games with Ray Naviris Jr. Like they play Mario Party all the time. She's a fucking like nightmare person. It's funny.
She's
but
hilarious.
like holy fuck, dude. Her shit is so funny. But I was gonna say, but dude, I'm excited for it in a way where I'm like, because I know I'll enjoy like, because I've liked
also from
3, 4, 5.
The trailer, I don't know if the girl and the guy are brother and sister.
They're romantic. It's because apparently the inspiration for this story in terms of crime
Bonnie
stuff
and
is Bonnie and
Clyde?
Clyde.
Okay.
So I'm expecting the same thing GTA 5 did, where like there's gonna be one of them's gonna die, or they're both gonna die, or they're gonna have that secret choice of like they can all live.
Yeah, everybody team up and kill all your enemies.
Yeah. But the thing that I got from the trailer, and it was one small scene, and that's why I want to pick it apart more, is I think Jason, the dude, might be an undercover cop. Based on what, because he's talking to another guy, and the line was like, "We cops got to stick together," and I'm going,
It's the fucking Fast and Furious trailer.
"Yeah, I'm a cop." But like, also, dude,
Said forget about
that trailer was objectively there to be like, "Don't worry, we're gonna have a lot of sexual content because our main girl." What's her name?
That's what I saw. It was like a lot of fucking.
Well, like, what's the main girl's name? Is Lucia? What's
You
her
know,
name?
you
I
know
have
more
no
than we
idea.
do.
I think it's something like, but they made sure to be like, hey, we know, having a female protagonist, but do you see her ass though?
Is it like Haven levels of fucking?
I mean, they're like fucking. It's like they're constantly like showing like literally Jason caresses her tit at one point.
Yeah, there was a tit grab.
Yeah,
scene.
like tit grab.
Nice.
They're in clubs with this one like black dude who's like clearly pimping out some girls. Has these 2 bitches near him where they're just basically just pasties, and he's like gripping. Like they're going in on like dirty Miami like.
Thank God.
Yeah.
that
I would
they're
kill
sticking to
for-
their guns.
This
Well, I mean,
game,
they've always been like satirical as fuck and like just saying whatever the fuck they want to with
but
all their
you know
games.
that if they didn't include the strip club, some people would lose their fucking minds.
Well, it's
No strip club at GTA 6?
yeah,
that-
the Elder Gooners would riot.
the Elder Gooners.
That's right.
Well, like that's what I love about having their 2 series now of like GTA can be the wild, crazy, whatever the fuck we want, and then we can be calmer and more whatever with Red Dead. We can be more realistic, more
Fuck all
whatever.
that.
I also
After
think,
GTA
though-
comes out, they need to make a fucking Fast and Furious game.
Fat dude, Midnight Club, but just do Fast and Furious
But with
GTA
some of
shit.
the
Yeah,
GTA shit.
Because dude, the fucking plane scene with the longest runway in history,
Yeah.
great would be a great level.
I agree.
You know, but they could do it as not using it as like Dom or
Do it, Brian and Rome as teenagers.
You could do that
or
storyline.
You have
No, be
or
Dom's
you
cousin
have,
off that
who's,
Netflix
who's,
show.
Luda's character's name?
Tej.
Tej.
Tej. Have Tej be like the person who runs a shop and you're the new you create
Just a
your
new guy.
Yeah,
character.
you're the
Yeah,
new mechanic or whatever that
and
works
you
with
create and
Tej.
he's like and all you do is interact with Tej.
Yeah,
That
just
would
do
make
Tej.
sense.
But that also brings Suki into the mix because Suki does all the liveries.
Hey, Suki romance up? No kidding.
No, because
Please,
Suki
please,
and
please.
Tej.
Suki's with Tej. I'll cuck Tej any day of the week. If I get Suki, we're good.
I got hoes in different area codes.
I do like that. I'm
what
very
you gonna do?
act the fool.
Thank you.
I'm very interested in the story though, because like if I'm right on that trailer, we get like the undercover cop bit, and they have the Bonnie and Clyde romance. Because I love GTA's characters. I think like 4, like Nico and his crew is great. 5's characters are great.
5, Michael,
Trevor, and
yeah, but Michael and Trevor were really the best ones because
Yeah.
the best part about Michael was him just dealing with his family.
Yeah.
That was the best part.
Yeah.
And then Trevor just being
an unhinged psychopath.
Yeah, and then
but with Michael, it's like you get some kind of revelation as them as a family being like, okay, we're fucked up, but it's okay that we're fucked up.
Yeah, I actually like.
I mean, but that solves itself later. But like the part where you're picking up your daughter from like what turned out to be a porn audition, and then you do the whole thing with the boat, and she's like, "I fucking hate this family."
Yeah,
genuinely, like, but I do like that because throughout the thing you're like, "This is crazy," and then that like moment with the family where you're like, you know, a really fucked up sort of way. This is actually kind of sweet. Like,
yeah.
And then just Trevor the whole time, which.
What kind of animal do you take me for? No, I didn't kill him. I did kidnap his wife.
The one thing that I it's a small gripe nitpick, but playing through GTA 4 and their DLCs, seeing the biker gang be just rendered to just again dirt under Trevor's shoes was kind of like, man, I really fucked with that DLC. And Trevor just kills like the main guy just by like stomping him with his shoe. I was like, damn.
He did the same thing. He walked in by the door, stretched, and then came in.
Take your pants off, cowboy. Let's fuck. What?
Trevor. Get them off! Take them off! Trevor's the best, one of my favorite characters. Dude, did you see the guy who plays Lex Luthor in Smallville, Michael
Reeves. Yeah,
Michael Reeves. But he has a podcast and Stephen Ogg was on it. And he mentioned the Trevor stuff where he's like, people think that I hate Trevor, and I'm just like, no,
every clip that he's released in the last 10 years directly counteracts that statement.
I do think though there was a thing where he's like, I don't know, like, because he's like, his whole thing was like, I'm not Trevor, and it is weird when people just go, oh, Trevor, and I'm like, I mean, just be excited you were in this cool thing that's like whatever.
Yeah, you think Norman Reedus doesn't have people walking up to him every day saying, oh, Daryl?
Yeah.
And he's stoked about it. Stop being a bitch and just accept that you did a good performance enough to make it seem like a real person. The only other thing I've seen that motherfucker in is The Walking Dead.
And Breaking Bad.
Completely forgettable. Completely forgettable in Breaking Bad, for sure.
And Better Call Saul.
And Boondock Saints.
He's actually,
Stephen Ogg was in that?
No, sorry, Norman Reedus.
Oh,
Norman Reedus in Boondock Saints.
Yeah. I thought you were still talking about...
You had me. I was like, where?
No, I thought you were talking about Norman
Stephen
Reedus.
Ogg, yeah. I think that's cool, though, because look at, like Arthur Morgan's voice actor, where he's like, I love the fact that it is. Same with
Clive.
But I'm saying, who the fuck is it Martin in Red Dead 1? What's his name?
John Marston.
John Marston, yes. Like his voice actor is also like, no, I fuck with this game hard. Like I love what I did.
I mean, everybody else that's ever been in a Rockstar game has that mentality about it, except for Stephen Ogg.
Yeah, I mean, and I do love that we're getting in an era of like video game voice acting being like actually like treated really well because of like, because you obviously have like because you go back and look at, you good?
Yeah.
Go back and look at like,
that's my one big daily hiccup.
one hiccup a day. You go back to like old school like dubbing in video games like Final Fantasy X and shit to like to now with like 16.
Yeah.
And like seeing how far like and also with
Speaking
the anime.
of which, Clive was in Chernobyl. Not Clive. Sid.
Yeah, Sid's in Chernobyl.
Dude, you like for a second I'm like, I did not see him, but I'm like, yeah, Sid's in Chernobyl. Sid's in a lot of shit.
Yeah, he has a lot of like weird B rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, he stole the show in 16.
They need to get him to do the fucking Warhammer audiobooks. Make him good.
Ooh,
yeah,
dude.
that would go really hard.
He's just got that distinct voice, dude.
Yeah,
it's so good. But like, I love that we're getting like, also like actors, like real like Hollywood actors are not afraid to be in video games anymore.
Yeah,
because like I never heard Sean Bean talk about Oblivion ever in his life, but he's a main character in that game. But he'll never like mention it. Patrick Stewart did the Emperor, even though he lasts for like maybe 3 minutes. Like, you know, you got stuff like that, and Bethesda's always done that with like major like actors. They try to get like somebody like Liam Neeson in Fallout 3. Ron Perlman always did the War Never Changes like shit for the first two Fallouts.
Did they get anybody big for 4?
Not that I mean, I think they got like maybe a couple, but like nobody that I know off the top of my head.
I think it was mostly career voice actors.
I also think they have a couple cameos as like weird side characters with dialogue.
Yeah, but like I don't think there was any like major like, oh shit, you've been in this movie, because Skyrim I don't think had it either. Well, we did have Charles Martinet, Mario's voice actor, as Parthenax, which is really cool. Which is, dude, hearing him speak, you're like, that's not the same guy.
And he's not Mario anymore.
Yeah,
they changed the whole cast with Wonder.
I mean, I never knew how I felt about that yet, because I was like, because Charles Martinet would do it for the rest of his life. Genuinely.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain things that I think you still should get Charles Martinet for, like the sports games, Mario Kart. I think.
I like if you're gonna do like a brand new 3D Mario game, honestly, I want Martinet, because that's where Mario is usually his most expressive and like, not fully speaking, but like, you know.
Oh, by the way, this might be big news by now because nobody really knows who the studio is that did Donkey Kong yet. Mm-hmm. It was definitely the team that did Odyssey, because Koizumi was at the Switch 2 event in Tokyo, mm-hmm. and he was like walking up behind people that were playing Donkey Kong, and he's like, "Do you like the game?"
Did you hear about the first speed run on the Switch 2?
What do you mean?
Oh, did someone beat a thing on one of the demo events?
There has the first speed run on the Switch 2 has already come out.
What was it for?
In a Japanese demo, some guy did a 7-minute Breath of the Wild. But they did say the Breath of the Wild tech demo starts you off right outside the
castle.
Yeah, like right before you, like after you do all the stuff, and you finally can leave.
Off the island. Okay.
Yeah.
Off Tutorial Island.
Yeah. Yes.
So
yes.
You don't have to do that.
Yes,
okay.
But essentially that saves you, like for a speedrunner, about 2 minutes.
Yeah, like maybe 5.
But still, that's a lot, because the whole thing is do that and then go to the castle.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So he did it in 7 minutes.
So
the whole video is up on YouTube, and there's a whole crowd of people behind him, and then when he finally did it, they cheered, and everyone's, even from Nintendo, they got the attention. They're like, yeah, no one's beaten a game
in a demo
in a tech demo before. He did it in 7 minutes.
That's badass.
On the Switch 2 remastered.
The demo event with the remastered version, which I think can probably contribute to that time.
Because that's also 60 frames or 120, but you don't actually know the exact frame rate for Breath of the Wild yet. But yeah,
I think it'll be 120.
I thought that was really cool and exciting.
That is awesome.
Knowing too that he gets to keep that record for like another like month and a half, that no one will be able to beat that for a while. It's kind of cool.
It's very cool.
That is honestly, I think Switch 2, because I'll get it and I'll have Mario Kart obviously, and
Breath of the Wild is...
I think I'm going to replay those.
It's going to be that in Breath of the Wild for a while, because I want to see the differences.
Well, the other cool thing, though, is...
And Cyberpunk, I'm going to do that.
Is you only get, like, each person on the tech demos, you get 10 minutes.
So he
did that and had 3 minutes left.
Yeah, and he did it in 7. So it was
yeah.
very cool that he was, like...
That's awesome.
Had time to spare.
I cannot wait to get the console in my hand, because I love the unboxing bit of a new thing.
I'm still planning on bringing the camera with us when we go to the midnight thing.
Yeah, do it.
Do we want to? Well, I'll be off work, so we could come back here.
I mean, I've got that day and the next day off. If you want to come back, and then we can continue it here.
Yeah, we could boot it up, set up the stuff, and be like, "Oh, look at the thing! Holy crap!" and give like a mini review.
Yeah.
And then you could fuck.
Yeah.
Matt's writing fan fiction in his head constantly about people.
I used to write.
Let's each compare the size of Switch 2 to our wieners.
That'd be a really sad video, actually.
Yeah, well, Switch 2 is pretty big. So. It would have been unrealistic to expect anything else.
No. Wow, the Switch 2 is huge. Like it's way above average. Start tears streaming down your face.
Shame porn.
Y'all been playing anything? I mean, besides Metal Gear for you, you've been playing much besides more Xenoblade?
I did. I mean, I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade, but in between that, I was like, I want to play Resident Evil 4 Original, because that's just, I go back to it every now and again. And I played it on Professional because I hadn't done that on the Switch version yet. And Krauser was really fucking hard.
Oh, yeah.
But I did eventually beat it, so.
I think I I don't think I've ever done any like the harder difficulties on Resident Evil. Like
Professional on 4 is bullshit because all they do is they don't give any extra damage to the enemies.
Oh, to the enemies.
But they don't let you buy any of the like the bulletproof vests or anything that like raises your HP or damage threshold. So later game, everything just one shots you and it fucking sucks.
The only like higher difficulty thing I've done in them is that Ethan Must Die mode in 7, which I fucking hated.
What's that?
It's like a challenge run. It's not the full game, but you basically have to like.
It's like a mercenaries kind of thing,
Yeah.
but not mercenaries.
It's basically borderline bullshit because you basically have no health. You have to scrounge for all your upgrades and things in boxes, and there's a chance that box you have to hit open is explosive. So it's borderline just like, you might can make it through this with nothing, or you can test your luck by opening a box. It might explode and you die. I was like, I fucking hate this. Like, genuinely hate that. Because I did that, and then that, like, poker game that they added.
Yeah, they just added a bunch of weird, board game things to that one.
And then they did DLC with, like, the Fall of Zoe, or what was it, Fall of Zoe? Whatever that one.
Yeah, the actual story DLC.
Yeah, because there was the Chris Redfield one that was
with
free.
the mannequins.
Yeah.
We still need a return for Zoe. I'm very angry at Resident Evil right now because I was just talking to my sister. I heard this song the other day that had, like, a bar about put the Glock on those titties like Dimitrescu. And I was like, God damn! And I sent that to my sister, and she was like, that line goes hard. Also, I'm about to play the winter expansion for the first time, and I was like, oh, I just did that like a couple weeks ago. And she was like, when are we gonna get Revelations 3? And I was like, don't even bring that up, because they've been talking about Revelations 3 since 2017, because they were like, oh, the Switch is coming out. We're gonna make
crazy if it came out at like Game Awards next year. Or
well, the thing is, every event that Capcom goes to, I just assume this will be the one, because BJ kept talking about that. It's in the back of my head of like, well, it's got to come out at some point. I do wonder if it just got
the fucked up thing is they've set up 3 different scenarios that it could be,
because it could be Mia. Or not
could
Mia,
be
sorry,
Zoe.
Sorry, what's the daughter's name? Rose. It could be Rose. It could be Zoe.
It could be Natalia from Revelations 2.
Yep.
I mean, shit. You could probably have Carlos or Sheva or Jake. Anybody who's still doing something in the universe.
Yeah.
Could just come back for Revelations 3. I mean, Revelations 1 was just another Jill game. So I mean, they could just
that is true.
bring in
Ashley.
Honestly, yeah,
because in the
right?
in the remake of 4, she's like, "Hey, what would it take for me to be an agent now?"
Because
so that's totally realistic.
She's in 6.
But they never
right?
bring for Revelation.
No, that's Sherry Birkin.
They
right,
never bring in main cast protagonists for Revelations, right?
No, Jill.
I mean, they'll bring people that haven't been in a game in a long time.
So they wouldn't do a co-op with Ashley and Leon.
Probably not.
They absolutely could.
They could,
because they're saying.
Do you know how insane that would be?
That would be incredible.
The rumors for 9.
That would be like a 4 sequel.
The rumors for 9 is it's Jill and Leon, and because they've besides that one like animated movie, they've never actually spoken.
Ashley
I want Claire and Leon. I want the romance to be solidified.
But Ashley's old enough. No,
shut the fuck up. I
mean, that's right. Because at the end, she's like, "Hey, what about that overtime?" And
yes, that's what I'm saying. Ashley Leon is now
possible.
It's possible.
It's now legal.
The age gap is creepy, but it's possible.
It's legal.
Hey, it's Leonardo DiCaprio and his girlfriend. That's fine.
That's right.
It's also been enough time where he can't have been the president anymore, so he can't do anything about it.
It is crazy that we did not get. It would have been so easy for the president to say and here's my daughter Ashley in the DMC anime. It would have been so easy.
They did mention that Dante was in Raccoon City.
It's true, but it would have been really cool if the president.
The thing is that like Dante being in Raccoon City is like, but they never have to pull through. But if they did go, here's the president and my daughter Ashley, you're straight up going, well, now it's confirmed that demons just happen.
That would have been so much fun.
It would have been funny.
You're on a road and you're being chased by something terrible. You need to pick one of 2 intersections. The left goes to Raccoon City. The right goes to Silent Hill. Which one you taking?
Fucking Raccoon City every
day
of the week. What the fuck?
I don't want to see things manifest out of my own fears and regrets.
If it's coming out of my own mind, I'm fucked.
That is high as fuck. Well, you know what else is pretty cool? Our sponsor, Dubby. If you use code TakeItSleazy, all one word at checkout.
I just got a text. Galaxy Grenade is back.
Let's go,
Let's go. Yeah, and if you want some generous energy with no artificial colors and made from the coffee bean extract, use our code. Help us out and get yourself some caffeine.
Definitely could have used some yesterday. Cinco de Mayo fucked me up bad.
Yeah.
Dude. It was busy as hell.
I bet it was.
I was stuck on.
Were you giving away like free something?
Free sides of queso for every order, and it was still Mo Monday as well. So anybody who came in with their fucking Mo's
But at least
app,
y'all don't sell margaritas.
I'd
That's your
kill myself.
saving grace.
No, we used to just sell beer, and I guess Mo's didn't renew their license, so we don't anymore.
Speaking of,
But,
I
like,
think
fuck.
we did talk about it last week about how the Tennessee Renaissance Festival has a like social media now, and the
Everybody's
top,
asking for
Yeah.
beer.
top
Yeah.
comments are bring beer back.
Yo, big shout out to the Ren Fest this past weekend because it was the only reason we were slow as fuck this
I
past
think
weekend.
I'm gonna go next weekend.
Yeah,
Or this upcoming weekend.
this
Don't
one.
go this upcoming weekend because I have to work on Saturday.
I think that's when we're going because we're gonna be out of town the next 2 weekends. One's for a wedding and one's for Carmen's graduation.
Okay.
No, okay. I was gonna say I was gonna mention.
Y'all can go either weekend with Lee and have a good time.
That's true. We're going to send you so many pictures of us hanging out with Lee.
just really be like, dude, look how much
To
fun
be
we're
fair,
having.
I would be happy for that.
We're going to come back and we're going to make 3 friendship bracelets.
That's fine. Have a good time.
Only
I'm gonna
3.
be at a wedding, and then the other I'm gonna be eating Philly cheesesteaks in Philadelphia.
How about you, my fucking ass? How about that?
And as always,
Take it easy.